students, I hope so everyone are good and safe. In today's class, we are going to learn about population dynamics. First, we will see what is population dynamics. Population, total number of people living in a particular area. So, what is a population? Total number of people living in a particular area. Dynamics. Dynamics means growth, change, or development. So, population means total number of people living in a particular area. Dynamics means growth, change, or development. First census of India, known as the census of 1872. So, the first census of India was on 1872. Was conducted in some parts of the country between 1867 and 72. So, the first census was conducted between 1867 and 1872, the two only in some parts. Then, the census is conducted every 10 years in India. So, after 1872, every 10 years census has been conducted. The first complete census that covered the entire country was conducted in 1881. So, the complete census was covered, the entire country was conducted in 1881. Census 2011 is the last census conducted in India. So, 2011 is the last census conducted in India. So, when was the first census conducted? 1872. Between which year it was conducted? 1867 to 1872. So, the first entire census was completed on the year 1881. Then, last census conducted in India is 2011. Yes, very good. So now we are going to see about distribution of population. The number of persons living in a particular area or state is called distribution of population. So what is the distribution of population? The number of persons living in a particular area or state is called distribution of population. The distribution of population of a state can be expressed in absolute number or in percentage to the total population of the country. So, the distribution of a state can be expressed in absolute number or in percentage to the total population of the country. Population is not evenly distributed anywhere in the world. So, we cannot evenly distribute the population. People mostly live in those areas which are accessible, productive, and rich in natural resources. So, mostly people will live in easily accessible, productive, and rich in natural resources. More than 90% of the world's population live in about 10% of the total land surface. So, the 90% of the world population lives in about 10% of the total land surface. The number of persons living on 1 square kilometer area is called density of population. So, what is density of population? Number of persons living on 1 square kilometer area is called density of population. So, people will mostly live in easily accessible, productive, and rich in natural resources. So, accessible means they want all the essential needs. So, rich in natural resources means they will be depending on the vegetation, plants, and trees. Then 90% of the population live in only 10% of the total land surface. Okay, what is density of population? The number of persons living on 1 square kilometer area is called density of population. Shall we move on? Yes. The density population varies from one area to another. So the density of population varies from one area to another. The same ratio will not be in two areas or different areas. Some areas have more than 1,000 persons living on 1 square kilometer of land, whereas many areas are undeveloped. So, in some of the areas, more than 1,000 people are living only in 1 square kilometer of land, whereas many areas are undeveloped. So, there are many other areas which are still getting developed. According to the distribution of population, we can roughly divide the world into three regions. So far we have seen distribution of population, right? So that roughly divide the world into three regions. What are those? Thickly populated area, moderately populated area, and sparsely populated area. Thickly populated area means population will be large in number. So moderately populated area means there will be equal number of population. Instead of equal of population, we can see there will be most of the people will be there. Then sparsely populated area means there will be low minimum of population. Then we will say one by one. Thickly populated areas. The fertile river valleys and the industrial regions are densely populated. So, fertile river valleys and the industrial regions are densely populated, which means the river valleys and industrial regions are thickly populated. Eastern and Southern Asia are densely populated. So, the Eastern and Southern Asia are densely populated. This is because intensive cultivation is practiced here. Why? Why only in river valleys and industrial regions are thickly populated, like in Eastern and Southern Asia are thickly populated? What is the reason? The reason is intensive cultivation is practiced here. So, the intensive cultivation is practiced here, which means the cultivation of our trees, plants, all these are large in number. In Western Europe and East Central Northern America, the main reason for high distribution of population are mineral resources, development of industries, and climate suitable for human habitation. So, in Western Europe and East Central Northern America, the main reason for high distribution of population are mineral resources, development of industries, and climate suitable for human habitation. So, what are the four main reasons? The three main reasons are mineral resources, development of industries, and climate suitable for human habitation. Next, we are going to see moderately populated areas. The moderately populated areas are mostly from between the densely and the sparsely populated areas. So, moderately populated areas is in between from densely populated and sparsely populated areas. Most of these areas have developed industries, facilities for irrigation. So, most of these areas have developed industries, facilities for irrigation. Southern parts of Russia, a Deccan Plateau of India, central China, South America are moderately populated. So, moderately populated areas are southern parts of Russia, Deccan Plateau of India, central China, and South America. Now, we are going to see sparsely populated areas. The sparsely populated areas are the hot deserts, cold deserts, and high mountain areas. So, the first image you can see hot desert, and the next image you can see cool desert. So, in these deserts, the population will be very low. A tundra region in the north, thickly forested areas of America, Congo basins as well as the Sahara Desert have sparse population. So, tundra region in the north, thickly forested areas of America, then Congo basin as well as Sahara Desert have sparse population. So, what are the four areas? Tundra region in the north, then thickly forested areas of America, Congo basin, then as well as Sahara Desert are minimum in population. The physical environment is not favorable for human habitation. So, the physical environment is not favorable for human habitation. What is Tundra region? The Tundra region is in Tundra region they will be less in number of trees. Next, we are going to see factors affecting the distribution of population. So we will see one by one. No single factor can explain the uneven distribution of population in the world. So they are not only a single factor, there are many factors which will be explaining the uneven distribution of population. It can only be explained through the interaction of different physical, social, cultural, and economic factors. So, what are the factors affecting the distribution of population? Physical, social, cultural, and economic factors. The physical factors include relief, climate, natural vegetation, soil, and availability of water. So, what are the physical factors include? Relief, climate, natural vegetation, soil, and availability of water. Other factors include mineral deposits, industries, transportation, urbanization, and migration. The other factors include mineral deposits, industries, transportation, urbanization, and migration. What are the physical factors? Relief, climate, natural vegetation, soil, and availability of water. Other factors are mineral deposits, industries, transportation, urbanization, and migration. Now we are going to see relief. The plains support more population than the mountains. This is because the steep mountain slopes restrict the availability of agricultural land and the growth of industries, transportation, and settlements. Thus, the Ganga Brahmaputra plains of India are densely populated than the Himalayas. So, the plains support more population than the mountains. Why it is happening is because the steep mountain slopes restrict the growth of agricultural land and then growth of industries, then transportation and settlements. So all these are less in number in relief. Thus, the Ganga Brahmaputra plains of India are densely populated than the Himalayas. Next, we are going to see about climate. Temperature and rainfall influence the concentration of population in any area. So, temperature and rainfall influence the concentration of population in any area. Extreme climate discourages concentration while moderate climate favors human settlements. So, extreme climate discourages the concentration while moderate climate favors human settlements. So, for human settlements, they prefer moderate climate. Most of the population of Canada lives in a narrow belt in the southern part, which has relatively warm climate. So, people cannot undergo extreme climate. They always prefer moderate climate. Most of the population of Canada lives in a narrow belt in the southern part, which has relatively warm climate. Then, natural vegetation. Dense and inaccessible forests grow in hot and humid areas. So, dense vegetation discourages human habitation. Therefore, the Amazon and the Congo River basins are sparsely populated and have no large settlements. So, in this image, you can see, right? This is a Congo River image. Here, what you can see a thick, dense forest. So, here only very low minimum number of population we can see. Dense and inaccessible forests grow in hot and humid areas. So dense vegetation discourages human habitation. So here people cannot live permanently. Therefore, the Amazon and the Congo river basins are sparsely populated and have no large settlements. So they are very few in settlements. Next, today's homework is students, your homework will be posted in GCR. Before that, I want to ask you a few questions. Define population. Okay. What is the total population of India as per the census of India 2011? 1.21 billion. Yes. Dash cultivation is practiced in the thickly populated area. So, dash cultivation is practiced in the thickly populated area. Yes, very good. Intensive. The Deccan Plateau of India is moderately populated. True or false? The Deccan Plateau of India is moderately populated. True, yes, very good. So, when was the first census conducted? 1872. Yes, very good. When was the last census conducted in India? 2011. Yes, very good students. Your homework will be posted in GCR and I want everyone to attend it. Thank you children for listening. Have a good day.